Alright guys, in today's episode I have changed the rotor, I changed the pads. So unfortunately this 2007 Tundra still makes a squeak, still rubs against the brake pads. It should move about freely. On the last video, if you haven't checked that out already, I changed the rotor and the pads, and I showed you how to contract the emergency brake, deflate the balloon by moving that hole right there. It has to line up the 5 o'clock position to contract the emergency brake inside of this disc. Yeah, it's not a drum like other trucks. If you have this kind of vehicle, it usually has a emergency parking, they call it parking brake. It's inside of this rotor. It kind of sits inside, so you have to contract it or deflate the balloon by going down, kind of wiggle it with a flathead, and then it contracts the parking brake, the emergency brake. Alright, so this video, we're going to just finish it up. I mean, I don't know what else to change in this truck. I changed the rotor, I changed the pads, and I'm going to change the caliper. These calipers are here look kind of rusty and old, so I ordered a caliper from Amazon. So if you haven't already, hit subscribe to this channel if you like this kind of content. My name is Siv. I'm from Hunter and Chavy Investments, so helping you save money in real estate, cars, homes, and then I'll do some videos on student loans and what my finances look like, because it is a financial channel. It helps people save money either through this type of pathway, either through helping you save your money on fixing your own car, your house, wholesaling. If you're interested in wholesaling real estate, you can check out my link below on the description below for my affiliate link with Propstream. If you haven't used Propstream already, it's a MLS website that gathers all data, but also you're able to get more information about the owners and maybe help them out. Alright, comment below if you like this channel, and if you see the link below for any Amazon products that I've mentioned here, it supports the channel if you click on the link below and get a portion of that. Okay, let's check it out. So this is the 07 Tundra. It may apply to other trucks or any vehicles you may have that has this type of braking system. This is the rear brake. So I've taken off the wheel. Well, now, pro tip on the last video I told you is so that you don't have to bleed the brakes, is you want to open the reservoir under the hood. Check that out. So you want to open that reservoir there. So I crack it open. That way you can have, when you close the calipers, it can regurge back to the reservoir. That way it doesn't catch any air. Kind of pro tip there, okay? Okay, let's get it. Let me show you in focus. Sorry about that, my finger was in the way. I'll start taking apart the caliper. So to make quick work of this truck, I used a impact wrench. I took off the 22mm lug nuts. These are called lug nuts, these 5 things. Took those off, so I'm going to take off the caliper that holds. Actually, I'm going to take off the pads first, and now take off the caliper. I'm going to actually take off the brake pads first. So I'm going to take this off. And these are 17mm in the back here. So 17mm. Lefty loosey. I'll try to work quickly today because today kind of going to be warm in the Northeast. I don't consider warmer elsewhere wherever you're watching this video. But 73 is pretty hot in the Northeast, so I don't want to burn up. Plus I don't have any sunblock on. So I'm going to say, let's go. Get the persuader. Usually these, they just come right off, they just lift right off. One of the calipers I ordered from Amazon, I think the 17mm pins are actually off the calipers. So again, this is a rotor, lug nuts, brake caliper, brake shoes, pads. You consider shoes anytime that you have a drum system, which means this whole system is on the inside, so they call that a drum. Doesn't really look like a drum, though, so I don't know why they call it that. Another thing is, a lot of people like to work on their lawns on Saturdays, so today's Saturday. I'm going to work on this so you guys can hear me, otherwise people stop doing their lawn and won't be able to hear my voice at all. Alright, so that's going to come right up because this is actually sits on a pivot. Grab your flathead. It's going to lift right off, just pry it from here, okay? There it is. Just lift right off. The other thing you want to do is you want to grab a rope. Reason being is this is going to hang loose, so you don't want this to be pulling on your brake line back here. We're going to save this when I go to replace this. I hate replacing this with a pain in the butt because it's prime the system. This truck did, the brake line did just erupted basically on me. I was gonna go to work. It came out, I saw a pool of liquid underneath my truck. Didn't know what it was. I was like, ah, whatever. Got in the truck, when I stepped on the brake, there was nothing in the brakes. I looked, the brake line was ruptured, so I had to replace the brake line. That's pretty easy to do. I recommend using OEM brake lines. I know you can bend your own brake lines, but why bother? Just replace it exactly an OEM stock. Will get your job done easier. I'm trying to figure out how to bend a universal brake line. You know, that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Try to get these brake pads off. There's a little slit at the top. You just pop them off. Make sure to save the clips, these metal clips that retain the brake pads in the correct position. Comes right off. Pretty easy. I don't want to damage the brake pads. It's still pretty new, pretty thick. This is the slit I was talking about. I stuck a flathead in here, pry it up so I don't ruin the pads. Try to keep everything in place so that when I put it back, everything is as it was. Oh, so the caliper is being held to the axle by another 17mm, and usually that requires an impact driver like so. Get one of these. This is electric. It's pretty powerful. Yeah, probably 17, right? But I recently did this truck, so let's see if I use anti-seize. So what anti-seize is, so it prevents from the butt nuts, any nuts and bolts you're going to put back on the truck from being caked on by heat from the truck. As you can imagine, this brake system will get pretty hot. So let's see if still will come this way. Again, it's a 17mm blade back there, so Toyota make it pretty good. 17 to hold the brake pad, 17 to hold the caliper. So, pretty smart on my part. Normally this would not come up this easily because I worked on this truck on the last video, so this came out pretty easily. You would have to use the impact driver. There's the bolt that holds the caliper in place. So I'll put it there. And then there's two that holds the caliper to the rotor. Let's get an extension. A little tight there, that's too close to the brake line for my liking, so I'm going to put an extension on it. I'm staying away from the brake line. Like so. Old persuader. I mess around to try to work fast because the heat, the neighbors. 17 impact. What? 17. Trying to find my 17 millimeter here. Short 17 millimeter. So in this place. So what I was talking about is this thing here that expands and contracts the parking brake. That right there. Yeah, so you have to deflate that. Gonna push it down, deflate the balloon, and push up. It expands and contracts the brake shoe. This tool, I searched near and far for this tool. This is a Toyota brake spring tool. It'll take care of these pesky brake shoe retainer pins. So this will do the trick. And I bought this from a website here in Massachusetts. And I'll put the link below. Maybe those guys can give me a affiliate link. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. We'll get that in the affiliate link with you guys. What apparently what this does is gonna go here, unlock the thing, take the spring out. Versus using a, as you can see, I can probably pretty much ruin this thing. Versus using a needle nose plier or something that pretty much ruin the spring. I mean the retainer for the springs. So we're taking the rotor part, we're taking the caliper off, and this is what it looks like. As you can see, all the rotors on the floor. I'll show you that. Right there, it's on the floor. We're going to replace the rotor. We're going to replace the emergency brake or the parking brake. We're going to replace the caliper that's hanging on the string over there. And we already got new pads, so that should be it. So let's see here. So you can take this off. So here's the, oh, sorry, the shadow. So here's the old one. Here's the new one. So I'm just going to follow along, put those springs back, and there's another spring that goes this one. And it goes here. So that goes right about there. And then the other one's going to go right about there. Kind of separates the e-brake. Alright. Right, that's in. So the trick to putting the shoe back is a little tricky. What I did was I put the shoe retainers springs in first, kind of holds that in place. I left these off for a little while. I hooked the springs for the top, and then slid it back here. Once I got the top part in, and use the pry bar and wedge that in. You have to be a little strong to wedge that. I'm pretty sure they sell a tool that does this, that hooks the spring back up here to this one. I had most trouble on that spring right there. You folks can see that spring right there. Okay, once this is in, now we're going to put the rotors back. Actually, I'm going to work on the brake calipers too. So we'll keep on going.